I'm going to tweet this out really quick. Stand by. I was smart and brought my laptop over here this time so that I could do this faster. How is everybody today? Good, I hope. Hi, guys. How is everybody? Hi, Mark. Hi, NLTMW. How are you? I hope that the Bruce is not too loud. I got orders I gotta do. Hey, sweets. Afraid? I mean, I know I was angry earlier, but I seem to be in a good mood, right? I think I turned that around a little bit. Hello. All right, one more. I'm gonna send this to Patreon, and then we'll be live. And hopefully Nick can help me because he's in the other room, and I don't know if he's gonna be able to yell things out to me that I miss.
I'm just getting you ready for when I'm in Toronto.
Well, by then I'll have my laptop back. Oh, what did I miss? Yes, Nick did make me dinner, which was very nice of him.
Damn straight it did. Oh, it's chilly on me. Burn.
Oh, you guys have nothing to worry about. I'm a little bummed. I still haven't gotten an email about my Prusa coming, so I'm a little bummed about that. But otherwise, no worries for you guys. Ooh, a white elephant gift to print. That's a good thing that you brought that up because I need something to print as well for a white elephant gift. I mean, I could buy something. Our limit's $15, but
How about a white elephant?
I have a week from today to figure out. Okay. So while I'm giving people a chance to get in here, that's funny, Nick just said a white elephant. Seriously, you're not helping. So to give you an update on my laptop, it was shipped back. I was told it would be shipped back one day air. It was not. It was shipped back ground, which means I will have it on the 6th. I'm having it rerouted to the UPS store next door to where I work so I can pick it up on my lunch break and test it out. I'm really hopeful. They replaced the LCD screen, they replaced the motherboard, and they reinstalled Windows again because it was missing a bunch of stuff for some reason. So hopefully that takes care of my issues. Fingers crossed, because I really like to get back to filming and editing and uploading videos like normal. And I have a lot of designs that I want to work on, and this laptop right here is just not cutting it. Okay. So I think we should probably just jump into Yeah, I ordered mine the first day, so I'm really hoping it ships soon. Originally, the original date was November, and today is the last day of November. Let's see if I go online if there's any update. I don't think there will be. I checked 2 days ago and there wasn't one. Let's see, my orders. Order history. No, it just says on back order and the date that it was ordered, but no additional information. If ordered launch weekend, it's supposed to start shipping yesterday. If ordered towards the end of launch weekend, it's supposed to be shipping on December 13th. So that would tell me that I should be receiving an email soon.
You got Mike saying refresh that page again, scroll down.
I just did.
Oh, well then, never mind.
Yeah, so I got the kit. It just says launch weekend September 23rd through the 24th. I ordered on the 23rd. It's going to be shipping from November 29th. So hopefully that means I should be getting an email early next week. Fingers crossed. Okay, so with that out of the way, this video has been a long time coming. People have asked for it for a while, and I really wanted to wait until I had a camera and a laptop to edit and upload, because I wanted to kind of put clips in of some Etsy shops that I think do a really good job of it. Instead, I've included links to them down in the description box below, as well as links to a couple things that we're going to talk about, like labels and boxes and getting free listings with Etsy. So all of that is in the description box below, or at least it should be. I really hope it is, because I put it all in there. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is when you're considering starting up an Etsy site, one of the first things that you need to keep in mind is whether you're passionate about what you're creating. And that sounds like it should be a given, but sometimes people just create things because they could make money doing it, but they don't really care about what they're doing. And I really feel like in a handmade type environment where you're making things that are not mass produced, it should be something that you absolutely love making and doing. Hi, Dan. Hi, astronaut B579. So the reason why that is because it is tough work. Having an Etsy site is not easy. It's long hours. It is pulling your hair out at 2 o'clock in the morning when a print fails and you're supposed to ship it out in 2 days. It is frustrations beyond belief. So you have to love what you're doing in order to actually continue moving forward with it. So having the passion for what you're doing is incredibly important, but even more important than that is having a unique item to sell. Now, obviously that's not always capable. You can't have the most unique idea out there, but the important part is to take something and make it your own. Put your own unique spin on it. And the best example I have of that is Travis from Apire Design. When everybody was doing all these fidget spinners, he went and created the coolest fidget spinner that I've ever seen with the metal sandwich that had the sublimation process on it. So you had these really cool designs and he had the animated one. When you put it under a camera, you suddenly had this Mario that was running, and then you had a Sonic that was chasing a coin. Those were really unique concepts and a great spin on something that everybody was doing. Another example with a fidget spinner would be Dustin, the Jetman. He created the tiniest little fidget spinners that I've ever seen. And in his pictures, they were next to a quarter because they were so tiny. And something like that isn't something that you could see kind of the last level. It's true, it did die out shortly after that, but he did an amazing job, and my fidget spinner that he made me still sits in my purse, and I do play with it from time to time. So having a unique spin on a product is going to help set you apart from other people. Not to mention duplicating something that somebody else creates, flat out just making the same thing, does not bode well for anybody involved. It's disrespectful to any designer. It is frustrating for those designers who have put their heart and soul into things only to have somebody directly copy it. And it's just all out not cool. Plus it makes you not look like the best type of business person, because other people that are buying things from you are going to see these things from other shops. And it is fairly easy for them to figure out whose items came first, especially with social media nowadays. So it is very important that you stay true to yourself and that you have a unique product. Now, that being said, it is very, very difficult to maintain keeping a unique product. I can tell you that from experience. I can't tell you how many ears I have scrapped because somebody else had already created them. I can't tell you how many things I've been about to launch and somebody else beat me to the punch and launched it the day before I was going to. And sometimes you just launch it anyway and you let people know, I know so-and-so launched it, or you talk to that shop and see if they're okay with you launching it too. Your design may be different. It may be very, very similar, but if the concept was done at the same time, a lot of shops are going to be okay with it. There's really a space for all of us as long as purposeful copying did not happen. I don't know how I can stress that enough. Does that make sense to you guys? Nobody likes to be copied. We all work really, really hard on our designs, and seeing things like that happen is so disheartening and frustrating. So make sure to have a very unique concept, and if you can't have a totally unique concept, put your own spin on something that makes it uniquely your own. For me, my ears, I made them uniquely my own by the way that I attached them and the style that I did them in. I didn't like that any of the interchangeable ears that were out there at the time had a visible connector or were done by magnets. I felt like the magnets weren't going to be as strong as I wanted them to be. I felt like that they would fly off sometimes. I was just worried about that. I didn't like it. I tried 7 or 8 different connectors, and Nick can attest to this. Our coffee table became a testing ground for all sorts of connections to find out which I liked best. And in turn, I found out that I liked the locking system that I use. And then I didn't like that it was visible, so I made it hidden, and that was something that was pretty unique to the ear community. Everything was either completely shown or done with magnets, so it was kind of unique, so I did that. And then of course my style of ears is a little bit different than some other people's, and now I do multicolor ears with the multicolor Prusa. So I think it's really important to set yourself apart from others. That is one way that you will continue to stand out. It will also help your customers notice your posts. They'll notice your items, because they'll be used to seeing something with a familiar style. And keeping with that style will help them to notice your stuff quickly. And be like, hey, that's a new product from one of my favorite people. I know this because it looks similar or has the same concept as a lot of their other stuff. So that's number one. Number two is to be prepared with the stuff that you're going to need. This is shipping materials, packing tape, filler paper, or bubble wrap, or whatever you're going. It would mess with your tinfoil hat, wouldn't it? By the way, hi, Chris. Things that you're going to need, and you're going to want to prepare and have a good amount of them on hand before you actually start. So that when you get those orders rolling in, you're not in panic mode because you don't have enough packing material. So it may be just a bubble envelope. It may be boxes. I have 2 links to boxes in the description box below. One is to Uline. They are a great source for packing materials of all kinds, whether you need boxes, envelopes, tubes, whatever you might need, they have it, and they have some pretty good pricing as well. I don't know if you have to have an EIN
For what?
for Uline. Do you have to be wholesale with Uline?
I think so.
I'm not sure if you do, but I did also link to the corrugated boxes that I use from Amazon. I've used both Uline and Amazon. For me, it's a matter of which I can get faster and which I need, or who has sizes available at the time in stock, things like that. But I did put a link to that. It is an affiliate link, so if you don't feel like giving me a little bit of a kickback from using that, don't use it, and just search corrugated mailers or boxes or something like that on Amazon, and you will find all sorts of boxes that you can buy on there. So boxes are really important. It's also a bit of a hit and miss. The first set of boxes that I bought were too big. I made it work. I used a little bit more packing material than I needed because the boxes were too big, but that's a little bit of a trial and error, which is a good thing to point out as well. There are going to be a lot of trials and errors, especially in the beginning. You don't know what you're doing. You're kind of flying by the seat of your pants, trying to test things out and see what happens. And you'll find that maybe you order something wrong. If you can make it work, great. A great example of this, part of my shop, where'd they go? So I originally ordered some cellophane bags to ship my extra ears in. I measured, or so I thought I did, and ordered some cellophane bags, and they are way too small. And I just put them aside. I ordered the right size and thought, well, if I ever need something small, then now I've got a way to package them. Well, it turns out my little tiaras that I created fit perfectly, and happy accident, I already had the cellophane bags on hand, and it works out great. So you never know when an accident will actually end up working out in your favor. In this case it did, and it was only, even if it wouldn't have, it was only a couple dollars that I was going to miss out on anyway. But be prepared that those mistakes are going to happen. Give yourself some time when you're getting all of your materials to kind of figure things out before you actually open your shop, so that you have at least dry runned a couple of them. Dry runned, dry ran, dry, you know what I mean. So you at least can try them out and make sure that things are going to go well, so you're not panicking when you actually have to ship out an order. In addition to that is labels. Now, labels are not a requirement by any means. You can just take your orders with a handwritten on your box to the post office, and you can just mail things that way. Etsy does allow you to buy postage directly through them. It is at a discounted corporate rate. So that is what I use. It's not what I started out using, but I use it now. And I use labels. I link to those down in the description box as well. It's a package of 200 labels. They work for any basic printer. For, I think it was like $9.29, nine something, for 200 labels. I'm still working on that set of labels, and they work great. It prints 2 per page. They're 5.5 by 8.5 labels, and Etsy allows you to print 2 per page, which sets it up perfectly for that. I highly recommend that. It saves your hand from cramping if you're sending out a ton of orders, and it also makes your life a lot easier when you're in a hurry trying to get things out quickly. So labels are great. They also sell label makers that you can use. I don't know if they're quite worth it. They do print thermally, so you don't have to worry about ink, which is great. But they are a bit pricey, and I would worry about jams. I haven't used them. I actually didn't really even know about them until a couple days ago. I think the lesser expensive one is $150 maybe. And the rolls of labels, I think it's like you can get 220 or 225 labels for $8 or $10. So pricing wise, they're about the same. The difference is when I print, I have to worry about ink. And when you use that, you don't. But you might have to worry about jams or failures. So take that as you will. It's not a necessity. Even getting labels to print with is not a necessity, but I have found that it makes my life a lot easier. Plus, you can get the discounted rate through Etsy. If you don't have labels and still want the discounted rate, you can just print on a normal piece of paper and tape it to your box or your package. Shipping through Etsy is actually really, really easy. You just type in the size of the package, the type of mail that you want. It will automatically input whatever the person has selected. So if they select first class, it's going to put in first class. If they select priority, it's going to put in priority. If the size of the package is too big for first class, it will automatically change it to priority. Things like that will automatically happen. If you want to upgrade somebody to priority, say something took a little bit longer and you promised it by a certain date, you can change that yourself, and you just tell it what you want and you are all set. So it's super easy. I haven't had any problems with things printing or things shipping out the wrong weight, people having to pay extra. The one thing you do need to keep in mind is you need to tack onto the weight of your package. You need to weigh it after you've taped it up, because tape does have a weight to it. And then you also need to account for the weight of the sticker. So keep that in mind because you could underestimate your weight, and then you would have a problem on the end when the user gets it. I know I missed a bunch of comments. Did I miss any that I need to address?
No, I got you. Although Chris did ask about EO insurance. Where am I? Back a little ways. Is E&O insurance a help?
Where is that?
It's up considerably. After I make comments, right before primarily print.
Oh, he was joking.
No,
You're missing things.
Alright, fine.
Something
Whatever,
about labels.
Chris.
Get a cheap laser printer, much cheaper than inkjets, last much longer. Yeah, I'm using the printer I already had. Actually, we replaced it recently, but it works. I do sometimes have to print things in color as well, and color laser printers are not cheap from what I can find. Chris did just troll Nick.
Right?
So that is something that you want to keep in mind when it comes to shipping things from Etsy. Do I have any difficulty keeping up with orders? Sometimes, yes. I do shut down my shop after I hit a certain number. And that is simply so that I can keep my lead times at 1 to 2 weeks instead of pushing it out to 3 to 4 weeks. I don't like the idea of my lead times going out too far. I have had to shut down my shop twice because of that, and I'm super grateful for those times, but I do get into panic mode when I get too many orders. If they all come through at once. The best way that what I do to keep them in check is I have an app on my phone called Todoist. It actually keeps my whole life in check. I don't know what I will do if anything ever happens to it. I will panic. It's just a to-do list app, but it allows you to add projects and change things around, and you can do subfolders and basically it's just everything you want of a to-do list. It is there. It's intuitive, so you start to type things in. It auto predicts things like dates and times, and it automatically moves things to those dates. So when I enter in an order on Etsy or on my Todoist app, I enter in the item that's being ordered and the date that it has to ship by. And then underneath that, I do another listing of everything that needs to be done for that order to go out. And then as they get completed, I check them off. And then once I actually ship the item, I check it off completely. That allows me to make sure I don't miss things, I don't forget things, make sure that if I'm getting overwhelmed with orders, I know when I need to stop. That is how I have found. I'm sure there's other ways I know there's a couple shops that I'm friends with, and they just write down all of their orders and just mark them off as they go through them. That's fine too. Whatever you can find that can kind of help you keep on track of things, I think is whatever works best for you. The Todoist app works for me. It also works for my day job, my YouTubing. I've got different projects for everything listed, different videos that I want to create, live streams that I want to do. Everything is listed on there, and I can just mark it off or mark off things that I need to do in order to do those projects. So definitely recommend it if you want to check it out. It's a free app. You can upgrade, but I haven't ever noticed the need to upgrade yet. And I've been using it for over a year now. So in terms of, what should I go with next? If you haven't started a shop yet, but you are considering it, there is a way to get 40 free listings. That is by using somebody's referral code. Not only will you get 40 free listings, but the person who referred you will also get 40 free listings. I did put my referral link in the description box below. Feel free to use it. The only way you can use it is if you don't have a shop set up. So you have to be deciding to set up a shop to get the 40 free listings. If you have a friend who has an Etsy shop, you can get a referral link from them. If they are not sure how to do it, all they have to do is search on Google Etsy referral link, and the first website that comes up tells you exactly what to do. Yeah, I didn't know about it either. I started the shop months before I was actually ready because I wanted to reserve the name, and I wish that I would have waited until I found that out. I found it out just before I was actually ready to launch.
I'm dropping Disney references all night.
So the listings, it's definitely a great asset. I don't think there's a max amount that as a referrer you can refer to keep getting free listings. I think as long as people are using it, you will continue to get free listings. I don't think there's a max on it. I could be wrong though. I don't know. In terms of awesome shops, I put 3 links down in the description box. There are a lot more awesome shops than just those. They were just the first 3 that came to mind. The first is, as I already mentioned, Travis from Travis and Heather from Abuzz Design. Their shop is phenomenal. It's full of really unique things, like that FlashForge Creator Pro faceplate that's right there. I got that from them. It's awesome. I love it. And they're really on top of their orders and awesome. Another is Vicky Tiga. She is another YouTuber. If you're not familiar with her, she's awesome. Go check her out. I think it's just Tiga on YouTube. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. But if you search Vicky and Tiga, I'm sure you'll find it. Her shop is full of really unique things, and it is fabulous. And I love seeing all her stuff. She posts pictures of it all the time. And for the eclipse, she had this really cool eclipse necklace. And I love seeing stuff like that because it's super unique and nice to see people having takes on.
So Big Ben just said he created an Etsy under your referral. He's been selling on eBay, and now he's going to try selling on Etsy.
Awesome. Good luck. And the last is my shop buddy, my 3D printed ear shop buddy, and that is Kelly from Mermaid with Love. Her Etsy is mermaidwitloveshop.etsy.com. We both started our shop around the same time, and she is doing fabulously unique things with 3D ears. It's not your typical round ears like I have. She's got a lot of really, really cool, unique things. So definitely check her out if you're interested. So does anybody have any questions? Is there anything else I said that I wanted to mention that I haven't?
Not that I'm recalling. Talked about the originality and something that you want to keep going. Talked about being prepared for stuff. So 3D Board Gamer said, what about the cost?
So the cost of every Etsy listing, let me pull it up here because I don't want to tell you wrong. It's 20 cents per listing. So you pay them 20 cents per listing, whether it sells or not. And every time, so say I have 3 sets of one particular style of ear available, I pay 20 cents every time that listing is renewed. So that would be 60 cents for those 3 listings. If you sold one pair and then the second pair expired before it's sold, there is an expiration date on the listings. I think it's 3 months out. Let me look. So if in those 3 months you don't sell another pair, you will still pay the second 20 cents for that listing, but you won't pay for ones that you still have available. Does that make sense? That makes sense to you? So if I had 3 pairs available and I sold all 3, I'd spend 60 cents. If I sold one pair but didn't sell the other 2, I would still pay 40 cents, one for the one that sold, and 20 cents for the one that sold, and another 20 cents for the relisted one. But I wouldn't pay for the third one that hadn't sold yet. Does that really make sense to anybody? Feel like that sounded a bit circular. So there are additional fees, and that's what I'm going to look up right here, the fee schedule. Four months is how long you have to sell a listing before it expires, or you have to pay just an additional 20 cents to relist it. Once an item sells, where did that just go? Back. Once an item sells, there's a 3.5% transaction fee on the sale price. It says not including the shipping costs, but I'm pretty sure it does include the shipping costs. Listing fee, transaction fee, and a payment processing fee. Okay, so there are 3 fees per listing. One is the listing fee, which we just discussed was 20 cents, the transaction fee, and then the payment processing fee. I'm trying to find the actual fee schedule.
Primarily Print 3D said, I noticed it does include the shipping cost in my shop manage.
That's what I thought too.
Which was a little annoying, yeah.
It is a little annoying. You do make that back if you do the discounted shipping, which is maybe why they're saying that, because basically if you use the corporate shipping that Etsy does, you get a discount on the shipping, which basically counteracts the fee that you paid for the shipping, basically. Why can't I find what I'm looking for? Where's help? Help! Help. There we go. Seller handbook. Fees. Where is it? You would think this would be like the very top thing listed. Sorry guys, I wasn't prepared. Did I miss any other questions while I'm looking?
Nope, still gotcha.
Okay.
3D printing llama noted it sounds like it may be worse than eBay. I don't know, did you take a look at eBay's pricing structure or fee setup prior to going to Etsy?
No, I never even looked at, because at eBay is not really where I thought I would find my
niche.
Okay, yes. Thank you, Primarily Print 3D. 20-cent listing fee, 3.5% plus 25-cent transaction fee. Another 3% to something, I don't remember. Okay, let me see if I can find it. I wonder if it just lists it out on my bill.
That would be too easy.
Well, it might.
Damn you, Big Ben. I don't want to have to do it, but I'm a man of my word.
What?
When you started talking about the fees and everything, I said it's starting to sound like a math equation, and the first person who says one or two trains going to meet at some place gets booted. So Big Ben, of course, said train leaves New York at 12 p.m. and can get to San Francisco 3,200 miles away in 45 hours. Train B leaves San Francisco at 5 miles an hour and gets to New York in 54 hours. Where do the trains cross paths? I believe the correct answer is with a big bang in Chicago.
Okay, so I have the listing fees. The transaction
3%,
fee is the
Primarily Print noted that the 3% is for payment processing.
yeah. So on my
And Mike noted that the trains meet in Goshen for Murph.
yes, they do. I'm super excited for Murph this year, guys. So looking at my fee schedule and what I owe Etsy every month, I see listing fees and I see transaction fees. I don't see any other fees listed. I have listing fees, and it breaks it down to renewed fees, renewing expired fees, renewing sold fees. So it kind of breaks it down to tell you where your fees occurred. And then I have a whole shipping labels section where it tells you how much you paid for shipping. And then your listing fee. So I only have two fees, your listing and your transaction. So that would be your, let me just do the math on one of these really quick to make sure that I'm telling you the right percentage. Times 3%. It's looking like it looks like it's 3% for the transaction fee and 20 cents for the listing fee. That's all I can find for fees in terms of what I've been charged. I hope that helps. But yes, it does include your shipping charges in that. Oops. I think. I don't know, it's so confusing. So to give you an idea, I'll just tell you on the, I have my crowns, which are listed for $5 for an add-on or $7 or no, $8 if sold on their own. And for a $5 one, somebody added this on after they had already ordered the ears. So I told them just to do it as a, just an add-on price. And the transaction fee was 16 cents and the renewal or the listing fee was 20 cents. So that's it in terms of this particular item, what I'm charged fee wise. Yes, it can be done as a clip. It just clips on. And it can be clipped on to just about any bow. So if I just want to be a pretty little princess. There we go. Okay, so that gives you an idea listing wise for I mean, technically, you could just flip that upside down. It'd be a pretty cool beard clip.
You know what? I'm thinking there's a product line here. I like it.
So yeah, so to give you an idea, including the fees for this item was 36 cents. So that gives you an idea. He has one. It's right here.
Yeah, I do.
It's just not done yet.
Do the feet with some cool goofy ears. Come on.
I don't really have any thing. I guess I can do this right now. Stand by. Oh, that was the oopsie. I don't want the oopsie. Does anybody have any questions?
Regarding Etsy or other things? Because there have been other questions.
Either.
So Dan asked if you were doing a project, a big project for Murph this year.
I don't know yet. I haven't had a chance to do one yet. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to. I just haven't had really a chance to think about it yet. So hopefully, but if not, we'll figure something out. I won't go empty-handed.
And then Matt asked if you ever were able to ever get a top for the cocktail.
I have not yet. It is still in the works. After I had a disagreement with the person who I was talking to about the plexiglass, I second-guessed getting a acrylic top and looked into glass again, but glass is just incredibly expensive because of the custom shape. So I am going to go back to the acrylic. I'm just going to go try to find a different location to get it from.
Ben, I don't know if you noticed the size of the band hammer that Lauren actually had.
Yeah, it's big.
It is significantly large.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Oh, and 3D Printing Llama noted, Goofy as in funny ears, not necessarily goofy ears.
Yeah, I don't know if I really have any. I mean, I have the massive ones I guess I could throw on. Let me find a bow that will work.
Make it 300% of that. You know, Ben, I would love to make it 300% of that, honestly.
That's not the one I wanted. This is the one I wanted.
So, primarily Print 3D asked, how do you deal with exchanges, returns, and refunds? Maybe a vague question, so interpret as you need.
So, my shop is no returns and no exchanges. However, just like with everything, there are always exceptions to that rule. I do allow cancellations within 12 hours, so I don't process any orders for 12 hours after they are put through. And that gives people a chance where if they change their mind, they are not stuck with something. And I think that's just something that's nice to do. However, I do not do returns or exchanges. I have made one exception to that so far. And it was because it was a really good customer of mine that ordered 2 of something and she didn't mean to. So if you're going to do that, there is a spot on Etsy that does allow you to put all of that information in under your shop policies. And I do recommend that you do that because that is where people are going to look to find out how your shop works. It doesn't automatically go in there. It automatically goes in blank. So if you go into your settings,
and now you have a happy 3D printing model, by the way.
Good. I love these ears. They're super glittery. I don't know if you can tell.
Glitter here.
I know. It's so hard to believe that there's glitter.
And in case you on the video couldn't hear it, my eyes rolled.
Nick hates glitter. I am working on Tigger ears specifically for Heather.
Aww, glitter beard. Enough, Ben. Enough.
So there's a lot of things on Etsy that it allows you to kind of personalize to help your customers see who they're ordering from. You can do a shop story. If you have multiple members in your shop, you can do bios for each of the members. If you have people working for you, say you've got, you as an owner and you have a couple people who help you out, you can do bios for them. If you use a particular manufacturer who's doing things for you, you can add that to the shop as well. But there is a spot for your shop info where you want to make sure to put in your return policy so that your customers can see it. If you don't have it in there, Etsy may require you, if there is a conflict, to do a return when you normally don't, simply because you don't have anything saying that you won't. Does that make sense? I hope so. Trying to find where that spot is.
What are you looking for?
I'm trying to find the actual setting.
Setting for
your shop.
got it.
Oh, there's all sorts of stuff too. You can include gift wrapping as an option. You can enable for people to be able to request a custom order. You can offer gift messages. And then it will print on the packing slip. Oh, that's something else to mention. Etsy does offer packing lists as well as receipts. So I usually print one of each out. I keep the receipt for myself, and then I issue the packing list, which does have pricing on it unless it's a gift receipt, into the package itself. And to do that, all you do is go to your listed orders. You can click the little check mark boxes next to them, and then up at the top there is an option for, I think it's print orders. I'm pulling it up right now. Maybe. Apparently being on YouTube and going online is too much right now. Yes, so if you you click the little check mark, you can click print order, and it will ask you what kind of things you want printed. You can do just the packing slip or the receipt, and you can customize what's shown to the customer on the packing slip, and you can customize the options on the print receipt. So things like that are good to know. I see the one about discounts. Was there another one you were going to say?
No, I was just, did you ever answer Matt's question about getting the top for the...
Yes.
Okay, good. Wanted to make sure. So yes, question by primarily Print 3D again. How do you promote sales and discounts? Does Etsy allow you to harvest emails from previous customers in order to send out promotional emails?
I don't think so. Let me see. So for marketing, you can do promoted listings and you can do sales and coupons, but it doesn't allow you to send to previous customers from what I can find. In fact, to be completely honest, I think this is where Etsy suffers. Their coupon system is terrible. If you screw something up, you can't adjust a sale. You can't make changes to it. If you want to extend it out an additional day, you have to create a new sale. You can't just adjust the one that's there. If you forgot to include a listing on a sale, you can't adjust it. You have to just create a new sale. It's very, very frustrating, to be completely honest. I have not used promoted listings yet. I have considered it, and I may, just to try it out to see what happens.
Question from Mike. What is the value to the store owner of people who favorite your item?
First, it shows more people. The more favorites you have on something, the more interest. I believe in their algorithm, it helps out a little bit. But if somebody favorites your shop, if you upload new items or put up new listings to your shop, whoever has favorited your shop gets a little ping on their phone saying a shop you favorited has added new items to their shop. I think also if you favorite an item and it goes on sale, you also get a ping saying that an item that you favorited has gone on sale. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I do know for sure about a shop has added new listings, because I've gotten that on a couple of my favorites. Personally, I use favorites as a way just to remember. So if I don't necessarily look for anything that's a favorite, but if I know that I'm going to want to come back to something, I favorite it. Even if I just want to come back to it because I've already bought things from them and I know that I'm going to want to buy more, it also allows me to find it quickly.
We lost feed for a second.
Uh-oh.
Yep, not sure what happened, but we're back.
Are we back? Okay,
We're
sorry
back.
guys. I don't know what happened.
Back.
Maybe I should
Pause it,
close these 800,000 windows that I have open. So that it's not trying to do 800,000 things in the background.
Greg asking, Greg from Florida, I'm assuming, do you have a shipping station at your house to weigh and print postage?
Yes and no. This is my handy dandy broken, used for years scale. It's actually a kitchen scale. It does ounces or grams, pounds or kilograms. So I use this. You can get a fancy shipping scale, but I just recommend any digital scale because it will give you a more accurate reading than just a pressure scale. In terms of labels, I print those on my printer using the labels listed in the description box below. That's the extent of my shipping station.
So Mike thought it would be useful, the favoriting, if he could offer a special discount to folks who favorited an item, trying to convert them to a buyer. Probably a good idea.
It is a good idea, but I don't know if it allows you... let's see. See, this is where I wish that I could show you guys my screen, because I could take you through what it looks like to set up an Etsy sale. So if you're doing an actual sale, you have two options, not a coupon code, but an actual sale. You have two options. You can offer free shipping or a percentage off. And the percentage off choices are 5, 10, 15, 20, or I'm sorry, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50, 60, or 70% off. So they are limited choices available. And then you can order, you can request a minimum quantity, a minimum total, or none. If you select none, it's going to make you select listings that people will have to select, or that will be available. So say I only wanted to do a sale on just my Christmas ears. I would select the percentage off, say 20% off, which is what I did for Black Friday. And then I would select none and select only the sets of ears that I wanted to be included in the sale. If you select quantity, it will be on everything in your shop, and same with order total. So you won't get to pick if there are certain things you don't want to apply. You select the duration and then terms and conditions, and you give your sale a name. If you're starting a coupon code, it's all of the same things, but there's a couple additional options. You can also choose a fixed amount off, which is what I do if I have a giveaway winner. I give them usually a $15 or $20 shop credit, and I do that in the form of a coupon code that is a one-time use coupon code, and it's for a fixed amount off. Same thing goes if you want that to not apply to certain items, like that for me never applies to custom orders. So I select none and then select all of the listings except for the custom orders. That way they can select anything they want in the shop except for that. And then again, you have the option of the duration and the coupon code. Every code can only be used once, and once the code is over, it must be never used again, which is a little frustrating, because if you wanted, a sale, if I wanted to just use like code giveaway 15 for $15 off, I would like to be able to turn that code off and turn it back on.
Just drop that again.
Why?
Oh, no, and we're back.
Why? Why is our router doing this? Why does it hate me?
I have no idea.
Sorry if the internet is causing problems. It's not telling me that I have a bad connection, so I don't know why it's doing it. But anyway, what I would like for Etsy to allow you to do would be to pause coupon codes and start them back up, so that I could use the same code for a giveaway or something like that. Make life a little bit easier. The one addition that they do allow is there is an option to automatically...
If you adjust your ears, does the signal come in better?
Let's see. Here, I've moved them. We'll see. The one addition that they do add on for coupon codes is there's a selection where you can say send as a thank you. Automatically email this coupon to buyers after a purchase. So there is the ability to send out a thank you to people who have already emailed.
So, question from, I believe it's the Netherlands, with 3D Print Creator.
Yep.
Just a stupid or funny question, but how many of those beautiful headpieces do you have?
I don't quite have one of everything. This particular one, I just have one. No, I have two. I have one without glitter and one with glitter. This is part of my ready to ship options, so if somebody buys it, I will ship it. Obviously not on my headband, on a brand new headband.
But a handful of them.
Also, you got a question from Big Ben. How many orders have you sold, and approximately how much does each cost you? I don't know if you want to go into the economics.
Yeah, I'm not going to go into the economics of it. I think I've sold over 100 sets of ears. Some of those are included in giveaways though, because I've ordered boxes twice and they come 50 per box. So I've sent out over 100 boxes plus all the fidget spinners. I don't know. I know it tells you on my homepage that it's 156 sales. I don't know if that's items. I don't know if that's actual sales. I don't really know how that works. I haven't, to be honest, really paid attention. Bella wants to play right now. She's, I think, mad at us that we're ignoring her.
So Matt noted that you can end a code, then reuse the same code later, just have to manually re-enter.
You used to be able to do that. They have now changed it that you can't. Or at least as of a couple weeks ago, you can't. I tried. Because I accidentally ended a code. Because I thought it was one and it wasn't. It was a different one. So I tried to re-enter it and it told me that that code had already been used and that I couldn't use it anymore. So then I deleted it and then tried to do it again and it still wouldn't let me. You used to be able to do that though. You also used to be able to pause one and restart it. So it's a very frustrating system and it is very confusing.
So Matt just noted it, let him do it the other day because I accidentally entered it. Now he wants to go check and test it.
Yeah, I mean, if they allow it again, that would be great. Because just last week, I accidentally ended a giveaway code because I thought it was an old one. But it was a new one, so I had to reissue it because it wouldn't let me duplicate that. Which is just annoying. Really, really annoying. But yeah, no, if it will allow you to do that, I mean, I guess I could try it with a code. Let's pick one.
Ooh, well, it's not quite pseudoscience, it's pseudo-sales.
Let's see, let's pick one that I don't really care about. This one, we'll do this one. It won't even let me delete codes. It's 20 off to 17. Let's see. Stand by. Testing in progress. Am I missing anything while
Nope. Nope. We're okay. You're still good. You're still good,
I'm
kid.
still
I got
good?
you.
Okay, good. Alright.
Matt said maybe there's a time frame. I literally entered it, then realized I screwed up, and then re-entered.
Oops.
It was one of the shortest spurts of play ever. I threw her toy once.
Alright, let's see what happens here. Well, so far it's not telling me I can't.
Obviously you can. That's the mentality I use.
Maybe. Oh, it did! Sweet. Okay, so you can do that now. So it did let me enter it. So now you guys get a coupon code. So anybody who wants, and this is going to be really confusing because I made it 10% off instead of 20. But Kindness, Kindness, 20 off 2017. We'll give you 10% off. So if you're interested, you have until the end of the night.
Chris doing his best Oprah. You get a coupon.
You get a coupon! And you get a coupon! Like that?
Exactly like that.
Okay, so cool. Thanks, Matt. I'm glad you can do that. It does duplicate it in your listing. So, well, I was just trying to test it, so you have until the end of the night because I created the code. But it does show both. So if you're like me and you have a ton of codes in here, it gets a little cluttered and there's no way to like hide used codes. The whole interface for the coupons, I think, was better before they updated it. It's terrible now. Terrible.
Mike's looking under his chair. Llama was thinking like 3D printing nerds. You get a sticker. I believe that was,
that was Chuck.
I mean, that's on the video, but Murph last year was Chuck giving away
Chuck
stickers.
Doing it. Well, I'm glad you learned a few things. I'm glad I could help. So, big takeaway points. Be unique and different and create your own things. Don't duplicate other people's stuff just because you can. It's unfair to the designer and it is unfair to your customers.
Be patient.
Be patient. Yes. We'll talk about marketing in a second.
Are we going to talk about merchandising? It's where we take the Abuzz Designs name and we slap it on everything. Abuzz designs the ears. Abuzz designs the lunchbox. Abuzz designs the flamethrower. The kids love it.
Exactly. So be unique and original. Make sure you're prepared for your sales. Make sure you have all the things necessary to ship them. Make sure you have all the things necessary so that you're not in panic mode when those orders come in. Once orders do start coming in, be prepared for things to not go smoothly and roll with the punches. There's going to be things you got to figure out and you're going to have to figure it out quickly. So it is what it is. Check out the sales options. If you don't have a shop yet but are starting one, use somebody's referral link. Mine is in the description box. You get 40 free listings and the person that referred you also gets 40 free listings. So it's a win-win for everybody. Did I hit everything? Oh, and check out the awesome shops in the description box.
Yeah, I think that hits everything.
That's a good...
Oh, we got a potential sale for an Abuzz Designs flamethrower.
Nice.
Right? I should probably get on that.
Abuzz Designs
beekeeper costume.
Nice.
Yep.
My second cousin, once removed maybe in Poland is a beekeeper. I don't know how the family tree thing happens. It's cute but deadly. That's awesome. So marketing, I've had some questions in the past how I do marketing. We talked about the promoted listings and sales and how those can help. One thing to note is if you have a sale the same day as a sale weekend, like Black Friday, Labor Day, things like that, Etsy does sale pages where it pulls up a ton of listings based on what you're searching for those sales, so you can get the benefit of being like a promoted listing because you're part of the sale without actually being a promoted listing. Wait, can it be a glitter thrower?
Oh, good God. Although Mike did say if the flamethrower comes in pink, I know who will buy one.
Pink and shoe glitter! It would be amazing!
Flamethrowers are New England's best snow removal for your driveway.
Until it turns it into an ice rink.
Whatever, there'd be no snow. It can throw glitter, but
also fire? Okay.
Fiery glitter? Oh my God, it would stick on everything and people, it'd be horrible. Oh, the humanity.
Glitter napalm.
Oh my God. Nightmares.
Anyway, what was I saying? I got
don't know.
distracted by glitter. It happens.
So you're happy about being shot with glitter, but you're dead after. So you got happy.
Exactly. Oh, marketing. So I haven't used promoted listings. I've used sales and coupons both on sale weekends and off of sale weekends. For Mickey's birthday, I did a sale on the classic designs, things like that. But in terms of marketing, I've done most of my marketing through Instagram because it's where a lot of my customer base is. And that's really where you should go, is to where your customer base is located. If you notice that most of your customers are on Twitter, market mostly on Twitter. Do promoted listings on Twitter, but keep it there. There's no need to necessarily spread it out across all social media platforms if it doesn't apply. So obviously from YouTube, from time to time when I'm on a stream wearing ears, I have gotten a handful of sales that way, but most of my stuff comes directly from Instagram because that's where most of the people I've found are interested in it. So that's going to take some research to find out where people are located. There are niche groups everywhere, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. You know, it doesn't really matter. All it matters is that you figure out where you want to start that niche at. For me, Instagram has worked incredibly well. I know for other people, Facebook has worked incredibly well. It really just depends on what you want and what you can find. I haven't done a whole lot on Twitter. It's not that I don't think people on Twitter would be interested in it. I do throw out things from time to time, but my Twitter feed is much more of me, raw and real. Although it is Abuzz Designs, it's very much my thought process, what I'm doing, commenting on things. It's not so much business related, so I try to keep it more about me and about what I'm thinking.
So 3D printing llama noted, must have the ears on in the title image when you save the feed.
I don't know if it'll let me redo it.
And then
If it will, I will.
Frank is asking, is Etsy shop like eBay but for craft?
Yeah, so everything on Etsy is supposed to be handmade or vintage, I believe. Or made with small manufacturing. So basically. Yes, I can add a custom image later. That's true. Good thinking.
Wicked smart.
I forget that I can do that because it's been months since I've edited a video or done anything like that because I haven't had a laptop that will run anything. This one over here, Microsoft is still telling me that I need to do an 8 gigabyte update. But there's not 8 gigs of space, and there's only 2 things I've installed on this laptop. That's it.
How does one keep the House of Mouse coming with their hired goons and giving you cease and desist?
So part of it is the way you word things, and this is something that Flowlistic has talked about with the trademark infringement that happened on Thingiverse. They didn't come after the property, they came after the name. Things like this, I don't call them Dumbo ears, I call them baby elephant ears. Is it designed basically off of Dumbo or keeping Dumbo in mind? Yes, but really they're just elephant ears, so that's what I call them. These are mouse ornaments. You know, I mean, could they very well give me a cease and desist? Yes, they could. And if they do, then I walk away. It's definitely something you need to keep in mind. Exactly. You can say design inspired by, but Etsy sometimes will pick out key names. So I keep things that are Disney related to the tags. So that if somebody is searching mouse ears or Mickey ears, I can add that to the tag. Because it's what somebody would be searching under, not what my item specifically is. Yes, I totally would frame a cease and desist letter. Disney is a very strange company because sometimes they totally embrace the fan art culture and other times they are so against it, it's insane. They have been known to partner with small shops who have done Disney-inspired products. One in particular is Cakeworthy, who got Disney licensing for their small shop. But other people have received cease and desist letters. And certain places like Shopify have been cracking down recently on apparel and things made with Disney fabric that is licensed fabric because it's supposed to be for personal use only, not for commercial, and it does say that on the side of the fabric when you take it off the ream. So it's one of those things that, you know, you try to stay a little more unique and something that is a little less specific to that. But if it happens, it happens. I could go into this whole thing about copyright law and Creative Commons and how Disney has skirted that thanks to...
oh, God, yeah. That whole...
Technically, copyright law should only be in existence for, I think, 72 years? Yep. 76 years? 70-something years. Mickey turned 89 this year. So thanks...
It's good for his age.
So thanks to a lot of lobbying, Disney has managed to push out its copyright laws, its copyright...
Whatever. I remember watching that special where there's a lot of medical journals that are potentially not getting put.
Yeah, so if you want to see a interesting video on copywriting, yeah, so they will lose the copyright but not the trademark, and that's a good distinction. So the trademark for Darth Vader will always remain Disney's. However, the character itself will not.
Will eventually go into public domain.
Yes, but I don't know. Trademarks never expire. That's not true. Trademarks technically die if a business dies. Technically. Because there's nobody to fight it anymore.
So, question from Greg in Florida, again I'm assuming. If you found someone else on Etsy who took your design and copied it to sell, do you have any recourse within Etsy itself, or are you on your own legally?
I'm not sure. Let me see if it says anything. It's a touchy... So with mouse ears, it's a very touchy subject because if it's something that you don't own the intellectual property of, you do not technically have the authority to sell it, therefore you can't fight somebody on it. So that doesn't give you a whole lot of recourse. You win today. You win the internet.
Jim, while we typically don't condone violence, I condone violence.
So I'm not exactly sure. I know that you can report a shop. So there are shops, and this has happened in the 3D community a lot, and that is that people post things on Thingiverse that are supposed to be free use, and then people try to sell them on Etsy, sometimes directing you right back to the Thingiverse page or My Mini Factory page. So that no, the answer to that is no. That is one recourse, is you can report things, but I don't know how much legal recourse you have. If it's something completely yours and yours alone, like for example, I made this necklace. If somebody, and it's very much my unique heart style necklace charm, if somebody tried to duplicate that, I don't know if there's a recourse through Etsy. I would like to think that there is, just by reporting it in theory would be enough. If Etsy then tells you, no, this person has the right to sell this, I don't know how much legal recourse there is. I would think just like any other sales environment with somebody stealing your idea. Does that make sense? I don't know how much is through Etsy, but I know the reporting system. So I would think you would just report it to Etsy, and then they would usually, I think, open up an investigation on it. Yeah, so far, no. Not on anything.
Nope, haven't been demonetized yet. Greg responded.
It'll
with
happen
thanks.
eventually.
Greg responded with
You are welcome. Does anybody else have any other questions that I may not have touched on?
Apparently, yes, Chris, we can sell Trico's trademarked on Etsy and get protected.
Yes.
Patent pending for everybody
when
watching.
you sell something on Etsy, just like when you're doing like a 3D Hubs or a Shapeways, by uploading them, you are agreeing to Etsy's terms and conditions, and I highly suggest that you read those before you start an Etsy site. First of all, just for your own personal knowledge of what to expect, but then also to make sure that you understand consequences and what is expected of you as a seller. And there is a whole Etsy seller handbook, and I do suggest reading that too if you are interested in selling, not just blindly jumping into it. It's always important to understand where the shop is coming from, especially if you're selling it on your own. With your own website, that's a different story. But the minute you're selling it through a third party like Etsy, you do definitely need to have information on how that site works. Any other questions? I feel like that was helpful. Was that helpful for everybody?
Now we're all concerned about Pooch. We haven't heard from him recently.
Uh-oh.
Although he did wish us happy Thanksgiving via DM on Thanksgiving. So.
Oh, he did?
Yes, I wished it back to him.
Well, thanks for sharing that with me.
You're welcome. 3D Printing Llama is asking, what's printing on the Prusa?
Ears. These. But in Vertigo Gray.
Oh,
Almost
okay.
done too.
Apparently Pooch is okay. Chris
Oh,
talked
good.
to him this morning. He's alive-ish.
Is he alive and well, or just alive?
Yeah, yes, Jim. Non-denominational mouse ears are printing.
Yes. These.
Yeah, Matt, I think you're right. I seem to remember the last time he tried to stream, we didn't get much of an internet. I don't think he's got much bandwidth.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like we don't either. We got a new router. I don't think it was the router though. Maybe we need a new modem.
So Kryptonic Blues are asking, did you ever get that other set of ears figured out that wasn't printing right like 2 streams ago?
The G-code was corrupt. So I tried it on... So the first time I did it, I think I was using the second extruder. So I tried it again using a different extruder, seeing that if the same thing happened, then it was a problem with the file, not with the printer itself. So that kind of helped me narrow that down. The exact same thing happened at the exact same time. So I just resliced the G-code, started it over, and it printed like a dream.
New house, burn it down, start over, use the money for better internet and router. If you go house shopping, shouldn't internet service quality be at the top of the list?
It is for me now. Something I would have never really thought about before.
The unfortunate part is there aren't many urban areas in Maine that offer really, really good connections, so...
Jim, I really want to. I just haven't really had the time to do it, but send me a DM because I want to send you at least one. Because you're awesome and you deserve one.
non-specific animated family-friendly character tree needs a few.
Yeah, so just DM me because you brought it up and I would like to send you one. I just don't think I'm going to be able to add it to the shop this year. I know now for next year. I do have maybe maybe 2 more Christmas designs that I might be throwing out there. One just came to me the other day and I feel like it needs to happen just because I want them. And they have to do with Elf, which is one of my favorite Christmas movies.
I know him!
Yes! So I want to do a Santa hat on this side and say I know him on the other side. It's going to be epic.
Sorry for anybody who had headphones on.
Oh, sorry. So I am going to try to push those out here real soon. I have one other thing I have to finish before I can push those out, though. And then I have one collaboration that I'm trying to do. Sorry, guys.
All right.
That I'm trying to get done. I'm still waiting on details, so that may be coming out this year if we can make it happen. Otherwise, I'm hoping to have a pretty good launch come January. I'm working on a bunch of new stuff. And I am taking a trip down to Florida for work, and I'm going to tack on 2 extra days before the trip so that I can head down to Disney with my friend Brett down there and take some pictures of some ears and have some fun.
Charlie Brown Christmas tree ears.
Just a little... That would be awesome.
Oh my god, I want Red Baron ears.
Okay.
Well, you know, Snoopy Red Baron ears.
So you just want like a plane with Snoopy in it, or
No.
or just the
No, he's sitting on his doghouse. He has to have the goggles. He needs to have the scarf. He needs to have the flying hat. What's wrong with you? Oh
been a
crap!
while
Are these custom ears? I'm gonna pay out the ass for this.
You get perks.
Woohoo! No Snoopy on the house.
Sorry, it's been so long since I've watched a Charlie Brown Christmas, but I think that's on tonight.
I'm sorry.
Is that on tonight?
Can I get a non-denominational animated dog sitting with World War I flight attire, including a scarf, sitting on, I don't know, a red-ish home built for canines?
Yes.
Oh my god, Chris, that's brilliant.
What?
Snoopy Red Baron from Murph.
As in, like, just in general?
I like full size, obviously.
Like a giant house. 3D
Yes.
printed dog house.
Yes.
3D printed Snoopy.
Yes. Now you're
With
understanding.
Woodstock on the back?
I don't know how I feel
Backwards?
Lots of Google points in that direction. So apparently there it is. 3D Printing Llama did a search Thingiverse. I did a Snoopy Flying Ace model.
Okay, perfect. I will do that right now or else I will forget. Because I can't write it onto my to-do list.
Actually, Chris, I don't think it was an early model Gatling gun. I think it was a Maxim gun, which is a water-cooled version, but single barrel. Dragon Monk found his white elephant gift. See? Stream good for many things. We just fill needs here, people. We fill needs.
What is it under? Flying Ace model.
Yeah.
I mean, there's this one, but I don't think that's... Oh, we will collect this one. No, not under that. Is anybody else's Thingiverse collections, like, the listing getting longer and longer? I have so many folders now.
It said search THOMLLAMA. I'm assuming Tom Llama, but there's an H in the top. Although that's not right. I know lots of people who spell Tom. So.
I'm sure this is riveting.
This is good TV, folks.
Found it. Okay, thanks. Collect.
Thank you, Monsieur Llama.
Thank you. Nick can post the link. Wait, what did you say? My collections listing of all of my folders and Thingiverse is like 20 long now. I have an insane amount of folders. And then the folders, I feel like need to have folders inside folders. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Really? Huh. Well, that's good to know. Alright, guys. I think...
Hold on, I'm trying to find the link so I can post this for...
Oh, okay. Stand by.
There it is.
Did anybody get anything awesome from Black Friday sales? I guess we can talk about that, because a bunch of my stuff came in today. And I'm super excited about all of it.
Neck is more likely to break than the arms. I could see that.
My laptop, for those who missed the beginning, should be here on the 6th. They replaced the LCD and the motherboard. They told me it was shipping next day air, but of course they shipped it ground. So I'll have it on the 6th. I'm having it rerouted to the UPS store next to my work so that I can just go and pick it up directly on my lunch break and test it right then and there. Nice! All sorts of people are getting some cool stuff.
Right? Saw the same thing.
I got lots of plastic. Stand by. You can look at my messy desk for a minute.
That is a messy desk.
Oh, so much stuff.
Workout. So primarily Print 3D did ask, do you sell your designs to customers that might want to print it in a color you don't offer?
No, however, if somebody wants a color I do not offer, I will gladly get it. It will just be under a custom order, which will just help me pay a little bit of the extra cost of the filament. It's not the full cost of a spool or anything like that. But I do have a ton of colors that aren't listed. I just list my most popular ones, so I have had people ask me if they can get a different color, and I already had it, so I just included it as a standard order. So Miss Heather sent me a sample of some filament CA because she's awesome and I needed something. I couldn't find it. She sent me a sample so I could test it out. I got 2 spools of Gold Happens because I seem to be using a ton of this lately between crowns and the lantern ears and tangled sun ears. Everybody is wanting gold. So I bought 2 spools from Filament One. It was my first time ever ordering from them, and they included some little snippers and some stickers. They had an insanely awesome deal on Filamentum. I want to say it was like 40% off or something like that, which is a crazy awesome deal, and then free shipping if you got over a certain amount. And then I got an additional hardened nozzle for a couple reasons. One being I forgot to take the nozzle off of my my other extruder, and since I put that one over there, if anybody orders anything glow in the dark right now, I need something to use. So I ordered an extra nozzle, and then when that gets set up, I'll just he ordered a nozzle as well.
Yep.
So I'll just take the old nozzle and put it on the MK3 when it comes in. They also sent a sample from the maker box, and I got the Phoenix nylon in green. I do love this nylon. It's actually the only nylon I've ever used. I used the blue one and it's fabulous. So I'm excited to try the green one. This was from Printed Solid, by the way, who shipped super fast. I got my little bag of Haribo's. I got some Hatchbox in white because I was looking for a non-poly alchemy light white. I think I just lost a light bulb. So I was looking for a white that wasn't polyalchemy. Polyalchemy just does not print well with the multi-material, and I do have a couple multi-material. The purge block ends up having to be way too big with their white, and it wastes entirely too much filament. So I'm going to try it with a different white to see if it is not quite such a big purge block. Each color was needing to be 25 to 30 millimeters, and I felt like that was huge just to take care of the white problem. So we're going to try it with a different color and hope, or a different type of white, and see if that helps. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. So I got that. I got some other Hatchbox, and I'm super excited about this because it's mint green. It's super pretty. I can't wait to use it. That was just because I wanted it. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really have a specific need for mint filament. But, and these other two were also to help with the polyalchemy. One is this green, and that's from ColorFab, their PLA PHA, which I've actually never used. I have a natural sitting down there somewhere, and I haven't had a chance to open it yet. I don't really use natural a lot, and the other is pink. So I have a good amount. They were an insanely good deal, so I couldn't help myself. I think that was it. I bought some makeup too on Black Friday, because that's my other addiction. I think that's it though. Did I get anything else?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh,
I've got another Stream Deck.
Stream Deck, that's awesome. That thing's so cool. Oh yeah, I did get, where is that?
I have no idea what you're looking for.
The new Pro Pasta.
Oh, I have no idea. Oh, try with the unopened stuff.
Stand by. I'm gonna take these off because I'm gonna knock them off my head as soon as I. Oh, it's right here. There we go. So I also ordered Nick
Booyah.
a spool of proto pasta carbon fiber. Sorry, brain fart. Because really it was for free shipping. And because I pay him off in filament for helping me out in streams and stuff like that. So I got myself a spool of the new Winter Blue. Haven't opened it yet.
Yes, filament equals perk.
Yep.
Llama's excited to see the color.
I am too. I haven't opened it yet. So it is definitely lighter than the High Five blue. It does have a nice shine to it. It is definitely not like the glitter flake. The original glitter flake has...
It does not have glitter.
It does have glitter.
Damn it, it has glitter.
It does have glitter. It seems like it has more glitter than the High Five, like larger particles. This blue is called Winter Blue HTPLA from Protopasta. It's lighter than High Five blue. Let me grab that so I can show you a comparison. Oh, where is it?
Yeah, good luck.
We did organize, so it should be right here.
Should be.
Should be.
It's called non-glitter glittery blue. Thanks, Chris.
It was right where I thought it would be. That's what happens when you clean up and organize things.
Right?
Okay. So, to compare the two, this one is the High Five blue, and this one is the new Winter blue.
Yes, it does, Mike. Changing the name means Nick will allow it to stay in that.
I mean, it's still called Glitter Flake. It's just Glitter Flake Winter Blue. The High Five blue is just called metallic. So there is a little bit more of a glitter particle. I don't know if you can see. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. I don't have any thing from eSun recently, so I don't have the light blue, that's for sure. I have red, but that's it. So the glitter flake, it's a little more translucent than the High Five, which you probably can't tell that, but I can tell you it's definitely more translucent. And it's got a larger glitter flake in it than this does, it seems to at least. Not by much, definitely nowhere near the original. Why are you glaring at
Nothing.
me? You want to do me a favor?
What's that?
Can you grab me the glitter flake that's right there? We'll just do a full-blown comparison of glitters. Because I haven't done an All That Glitters series in a while. So this is the original glitter flake, and you can definitely see the huge glitter. Well, he didn't actually touch the glitter. He touched the cardboard.
Ew, I've got craft herpes on me.
You probably do. There's some in here.
Yeah, it's all over the place. It's in my office now, too, so...
Well, it's going to be worse as soon as I pull out the Christmas decoration, so just get used to it now.
It's going to be worse the second I leave for Toronto. It's going to be all over the house when I come back.
So the original glitter flake has nice big glitter flecks in it. It's still my favorite. I wish it was available in more colors. Like all the colors.
Glitter cooties.
Do not bring glitter to Toronto.
Mike, I can't stop it. It is everywhere.
Yeah, I'll have to do a couple test prints on this, and so you guys can see.
Immigration will stop you at the border. It'd be like the scene from the end of the movie Outbreak, when the disease is just spreading everywhere because it's transmitted by plane at that point.
So Alex from Protopasta was a total sweetheart and also sent me some pinks. One's more of like a mauve pink and the other one is a light-ish pink. But I think these are metallic-y and glittery as well. The light one for sure. They both are. They both look metallic, which is amazing.
And somewhere Heather's ears perked up.
Right. I don't know if she's seen these yet. I might have to send her pictures. So yeah, he sent these and I'm super excited to play around with those as well because glitter.
I know, Carl. I know.
Oh, but it's so pretty. So did anybody else watch the Trolls Holiday Special this weekend? Because we did, and Nick is very much Branch in it, and I am very much Poppy. I know, I'm kind of surprised that she didn't, like, her pink 3D pink Mafia radar didn't go off and... Yeah, so I'm super excited to try all of those out. I'll have to do a side-by-side comparison of the 3 glitters.
Oh, so
man.
true, Mike. So true.
But Trolls is so good. I know that he is the troll. The main troll, as you said. But seriously, if you haven't seen Trolls, it's awesome. I have not seen that. That's hilarious. Bye, Chris. Thanks for watching.
Public channel. No, that is definitely a pay-per-view, Mike. See you, Chris. Go get dinner. We're getting close to the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, I think it's probably about time that we wrap things up. I have a couple of orders I need to assemble and package before tonight's over. Including my Secret Santa. I did a Secret Santa. I'm super excited.
I might go stream some Call of Duty World War II.
I think Nick is going to go stream some Call of Duty World War II on the Twitch.
And yes, Lana, we got to print a big Snoopy.
Yes, we do. We'll figure that out. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for a Prusa email here in the next day or two. Yes, Xbox.
Yep.
We are an Xbox family, not a PlayStation family. We used to have both. But we are Xboxers.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Mama.
I actually just entered to win a PlayStation 4 today. Is yours van full of puppies?
Yep.
It's van full of puppies. Same as his Twitter handle.
Yep.
Not the same as your
Xbox Live name.
His Xbox Live handle is different.
That might change, though.
There actually is edible glitter. It's actually used on cakes a lot. There's pearl dust and glitter.
Glitter puppies. Oh my god, that'd be a nightmare. A puppy covered in glitter.
It'd be amazing!
Oh my god. No. No.
The question is, when it licked you, would it lick you and leave glitter behind?
Oh.
Where's Bella? Because she would do that.
No, she's sleeping.
She's sleeping. She's lazy. She's old. Alright, guys. I want a Roddy Putty so bad.
If they come glitter covered, we're getting a Dane.
Aww. Seriously, want one so bad. Yes, I used to make cookies and cakes as part of my job, so I had lots of pearl dust and glitter for cookies and cakes. We're having a hard time finding one. We've been looking for months. And,
yeah, well, we're having a hard time finding one because we don't want to go to a breeder.
We don't want to go to a breeder. We would rather rescue one. And the rescues around here don't have a lot of dogs, which is great. Except when you're looking for a dog.
Right, because we like dags.
Pretty much all the dogs in our local shelters are gone within hours of them opening.
Yeah.
Which is great. But
Packing crap.
Well, so the
That'll
funny
get
thing
stopped
is
at
like
the
I
border.
was gonna go when I was in Phoenix last. I was like, well, I'll go to a shelter here. They are overloaded with dogs, and if I can get a small enough one, I could have just flown back with it in a carrier under the seat. But I didn't have a chance to go because I totally would have.
To be fair, Llama, Hartford's only a 2.5 hour drive.
Is it? I thought it was 3.5.
No, Hartford's only 2.5.
How far is it to the casinos?
3:15.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking.
Double it. No, Carl. You know what? That's gonna be like, yeah, you're on the verge of getting banned.
Oh. I don't know why you have such a hatred for glitter. It's so pretty.
It gets everywhere.
So what? So what? You should have seen last year. We had an ugly Christmas sweater contest at work, and I just took a normal red sweater and glued or safety pinned all of these gigantic, you know, those big Christmas bows that you see all over the place, all over me. And most of them had glitter, and then I gave Nick a big hug.
And then left for work.
No, at the party.
Oh, at the
At
party,
the Christmas
yeah.
party. At our my work Christmas party. I gave him a big hug. And then went like this to make sure I got lots of glitter all over him. And I'm pretty sure if looks could kill, I would be dead.
Yep. Well, to be fair, some of it's random and other is well planned.
Yes!
Oh my god.
All of these are epic, and I need to do them all.
You know what the odd thing is about the t-shirt cannon?
What?
I could actually make... It's pretty much a potato gun with glitter packed inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
This is possible. It's not going to happen, but it's possible.
He's a fun sponge.
Wow. You know what? Because you love glitter so much, I'm going to put glitter in your air conditioning vents in your car, and when you turn your car on this summer with air conditioning because it's warm, you'll have a glittery explosion that you will absolutely love.
I will, and then you know what I'll do? I'll walk in and give you a big hug.
No, I'm locking the door behind you. You know, Mike, the potato gun that's packed with glitter might actually need to happen.
It would be cool.
That might need to happen.
I would prefer if we used biodegradable glitter though, and we did it outside because then
No,
our trees...
no. There was none of this happening in the house.
I know, but if we're going to do it outside, we need to be responsible and use the biodegradable glitter.
We have to do it where there's no wildlife. Can you imagine hitting a bunny with glitter? It would never escape a predator again.
Glitter windshield wiper
Oh my
fluid.
god. Llama, I'm just imagining that in
It
the
would get stuck.
I'm imagining that in the winter time, just getting stuck to
It'd
a
be so
windshield.
pretty.
Oh my god. If it's glitter cannon and flamethrower, the flame should biodegrade the glitter super
It's
fast.
true, it would. It would. All the
Glitter
ideas.
bomb the deer, they would be easier to see. I got video of a tiny, tiny doe in our...
Little baby doe.
little tiny thing.
Alright guys, I'm going to call it. It's been almost 2 hours.
It has been
These
almost
streams
2
are getting long.
And that's honestly kind of my fault, maybe.
This one, there was a lot of good conversation
There was a
about
lot of
Etsy.
good conversation.
The last one was totally your fault.
Well,
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for such an awesome stream. You guys are awesome. If you guys have any additional questions that you would like to ask, or anything that you feel like would be a little more detailed that I wouldn't go into on the live stream, go ahead and ask me. Send me a DM on Twitter, on any of the social media platforms, and let me know.
so,
I'll be glad to answer any questions. I will not answer financial questions for obvious reasons, but I will give you rundowns of things if you have questions.
I see Llama saying 2 hours of glitter. You know, you go back about a decade, 2 hours of glitter was a $20 cover charge, several drinks, and a handful of ones.
Right. Thanks, Mike. That's very nice of you to say.
Thank you, Mr. Monk. You take care as well.
Yes, you guys have an awesome rest of your night. Tomorrow is Friday, which is the best news ever. And we will be back on Monday. I don't know what I will have for you yet on Monday.
You will be back on Monday.
I will be back on Monday.
I will be...
Oh, I won't have a laptop yet.
I will be in Canada.
So I'll be back on Monday. I don't know what the video will be. Maybe I'll print some stuff with this and we can talk about some more glitter. Because that sounds like a good idea. So you guys will have to bear with me next week when I have to keep up with my own chat. All right, guys, you have a fabulous rest of your day, and I'll see you guys again next time.